in a parking lot. My son has a baseball practice, so I'm going to miss the early part of the game. But I wanted to get to your Bills pregame before you guys join Joe on the play-by-play. So if you guys are unaware, play-by-play is always there for you. Joe does every single game. So let's talk real quickly about what's going on. The inactives are out, and it's an interesting look for this Bills roster today. Obviously, the wind is going to play a major factor. That's why Buffalo's only dressing 5 wide receivers today. You are without Marquez Stevenson. You are without Isaiah McKenzie. Clearly, they are not concerned that anybody's going to even attempt to punt a football today. I'm assuming that if there is a punt, you're probably going to see Micah Hyde. I'm just assuming. Tommy had mentioned that on Tailgate Talk on Friday. If you guys aren't watching that, that's 7:30 on Fridays, Eastern time. Mike and Tommy got you covered. And I would imagine Matt Breida is going to handle kickoffs. So the Bills are, Zach Moss is active today. Really, the Bills have 9 corners active, or 9 defensive backs. So Damar Hamlin, Jaquan Johnson, active. Cam Lewis, active. Dane Jackson, Levi Wallace, active. Ciaran Neal, active. Levi Wallace, active. Even your linebackers, you've got 6 linebackers active today. Like, Buffalo really is thinking that today is going to be a ground and pound game, and that's exactly what it looks like they're preparing for. When you have Zach Moss, Devin Singletary, Tywan Jones, I guess, Tywan Jones, and Matt Breida. So you do have those 4 running backs active today. And again, only 5 receivers. No Marquez Stevenson, no Isaiah McKenzie. And the reality is they give you a lot of value in special teams, but with the winds being as nasty as they look, you're going to try to avoid punting at all costs. This game is going to be about turnovers. Top to bottom, this game is going to be about turnovers. Buffalo right now, the last 5 games, is -2 in the turnover battle, where New England is +10. New England's held their last 5 opponents on average to less than 7 points a game. Buffalo, 18 points a game. Like, we're talking very different scenarios here. Now, unfortunately, the way this is all cooking out and the way that it looks, this game really does fall into what New England has been doing most of the season anyway. Games where Mac Jones has thrown for over 275 yards, he has a losing record in those games, right? This is certainly not a game where New England plans to throw, regardless of the weather. That's just not who they are. They're just not going to throw the football very much. It's going to be a ground and pound game. And those of you who were begging for Buffalo to run the football, well, today is your day. You waited for this day. Here's your opportunity. Buffalo's going to run the football an awful lot today because, again, only 5 wide receivers active and 4 running backs active. So Devin Singletary, Zach Moss, Matt Breida. Again, Tywan Jones doesn't really count, I guess. Reggie Gilliam, not active. F.A. Obata, not active. Vernon Butler, not active. Other than that, everybody's in. So it is a, Star looks to be back. We look to be good there. But it's going to be, I don't know if there's going to be 20 points scored tonight, guys. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't know. The one thing I am hoping for, it's a little selfish, is that the Bills get the ball at the end of the second half with like 1 play left, and they're sitting on the 50, or like maybe even on the other side of the 50 with the wind at their back, and they see if Bass can nail it. I wouldn't mind seeing a Tyler Bass 80-yard field goal. Today is, I guess today's a possibility. Buffalo Mafia News, beat these bums. Jonathan, the corner they picked up, special teams player as well. Yeah, listen, this is all about just being ready for battle, right? New England, when they do throw the football, they're not throwing the ball downfield. So a windy day is, of course, never good for throwing the football, but it really impacts a team like New England far less than it does impact a team like Buffalo. We may see Josh Allen be a more effective runner today. That's something we've seen significantly less attempts by Josh this year. He's actually, out of quarterbacks with at least 10 starts, he's been sacked the second least. He's only got 17 sacks in the season, which of quarterbacks who have had 10 starts or more, that's the second last on the list. So Josh has been doing a good job of keeping himself safe when dropping back to pass, but he's been a little bit of a less effective runner just because he's taking less opportunities. Today is going to be very different. The way he says Mac Jones can't run. Nope. Mac Jones, he runs like Kyle Orton, man. Mac Jones runs like Kyle Orton. Fine for us. but they're going to depend on that interior run game. And again, Vernon Butler, F.A. Obata, inactive today. The Bills are dressing 6 linebackers, so I think you're going to see them go pretty heavy there. I know they're a base nickel team, but I'm not sure if New England is going to even bother running 3 wide receiver sets. They run a lot of 2 tight end personnel anyway, so I think Buffalo's kind of preparing for battle there, but they do have 9 defensive backs active, which is a new high for them this season. They haven't had that many defensive backs active all season, and they are preparing for battle, whatever that looks like. With that being said, Siran Neal is really good against the run. Dane Jackson is really good against the run. So we'll probably see some personnel packages that look like that. But again, from a special teams perspective, no Marquez Stevenson, no Isaiah McKenzie. So it'll probably be I'm assuming Matt Breida is going to return kicks. I'm assuming Matt Breida is going to do it. And I assume Micah Hyde's going to return punts. I don't think you want to put the rookie out there in win conditions like this. You did activate Marquez Stevenson against New Orleans, but that's a dome. That is far from the scenario you find yourself in today. So it was probably a wise idea to sit him down. And I don't think you're going to see a lot of punts this game. I think that is in absolutely necessary territory. It would probably be more effective for them to try and throw an interception on 4th down than it would be for anything else. Truth of the matter is it's so nasty out there. Wins are expected to be pretty crazy, but we'll see what happens. Crazy personnel packages for Buffalo today. But again, for those of you who are begging for the Bills to run the football, today is the day you were asking for. That present's probably not wrapped in the packaging you were hoping for, but that's where we are today. The Bills are going to be running the football. So the question is, and I'll leave this to the chat, the question is, who's going to be the Bills' leading rusher today? I'm assuming everybody's going to get some carries. I expect to see Moss and Singletary and Breida are all active, but who's going to be the Bills' starting running back or the leading rusher today? You have to know New England knows Buffalo is going to be kind of taking the... almost did it. I'll do it anyway. New England knows that Buffalo's going to be trying to take the air out of the football. So I'm hopeful Breida's your leading rusher. Brandon says the same thing. He thinks Breida's going to be the leading rusher. Jonathan says, Paul, how do you feel about this game? Because, yeah, this is for the division and this is for the number 1 seed, right? This is not only for the division, but if Buffalo beats this game, they immediately jump up into, again, the top 1 or 2 seeds in the AFC conference. And you have to win this game. You may be able to fool Bill Belichick once, but you're not going to fool him twice. And the weather kind of handcuffs you a little bit, but we'll see what this looks like. New England does have a game in hand on Buffalo. Jake actually just mentions that New England, their bye isn't until this upcoming week, so they do have an extra game on Buffalo right now. And Buffalo's got to put one in the loss column for New England. This is a game you got to put them away, and this is a game that you hope that rookie quarterback doesn't know how to manage. Unfortunately, the conditions are going to mean that their game plan is going to be impacted a little bit less, but it is going to take some of the versatility away from them. You're not going to be able to punt out of trouble. You're not going to be able to kick 35, 40-yard field goals today. It's probably not going to be in the cards for you because the wind looks to be so swirling and so nasty down there. We all know how the wind behaves in that stadium. So today's a tough one. As I said, I don't even know if 20 points are going to be scored. I just don't know. Something crazy is absolutely going to happen to have, a score of 35-27. Absolute mayhem is going to happen. The good news is that Buffalo, unfortunately, they haven't been generating as many turnovers defensively as they have been offensively, right? They've been turning the ball over in the last 5 games a lot more than they've been getting the ball and stopping opponents. Today is a game where the Bills have only won 1 game all season where they lost the turnover battle. So you have to protect the football. You have to give yourself a chance. You cannot give up possessions in a game where drives are going to take 6, 7, 8 minutes. These drives are going to take forever today because you're not going to be able to throw the football. The clock's going to be running the whole time. So you have to be able to maintain possessions. You have to find a way to steal a possession from New England sooner or later. If you can win the turnover battle, you'll win this football game. But this may be a game where there's very few turnovers. Again, Buffalo's been generating those primarily through interceptions. I don't know who's planning on throwing the football today. So, as always, go Bills. Paul with your pregame. If you guys need anything, make sure you check out Joe. Joe is doing the play-by-play for us. Mario and I will be doing the post-game show. Make sure you join us for that. And, of course, Joe will have you with the only Buffalo Bills halftime show that you'll want to tune into. So make sure you check that out. One member of Hashtag, I'm sure, will join him. Otherwise, as always, go Bills, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one. I'll see you after the game.